So yeah guys, 2025, plenty of news, plenty of new cameras, new models, new glasses. I'm excited. I mean, we're all coming back to cameras. Finally, the smartphone era seems to be almost over, and well, Canon stood up for their rights and they're developing brand new cameras such as the Canon V1 Powershot that will be announced later on this year. Stay tuned. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from One Lens Only, and today why am I here open air? Because I wanted to show you what Canon has in their mind when they mean Powershot V1. Now, a few weeks ago we discussed it already. If you missed the episode, please find it up here. I thought they were developing a G7X Mark IV, but apparently a new V line is coming because they understood that they lost so many users towards smartphones. There are guys that say my smartphone has 200 megapixel, I can do whatever I want, but yes, a camera is far better because the camera has a bigger sensor, because the camera is designed to take photos and videos. And so with the Powershot V1, if you are browsing around, if you're visiting cities, visiting Europe like I am right now on Lake Como, you can definitely do something like that. You will have a little bit of a zoom, probably a fast glass, and they said the sensor is gonna be almost or a bit bigger than Micro Four Thirds, which is a good size for a sensor, because if you think about how many cameras Sony sold with their RX100 series, and that's a 1-inch sensor. I had one a few years ago. I took it because it was so lightweight and pocketable, and I had to roam around New Zealand for a few months and I didn't want to bring all my gear with me, and so I got that teeny tiny camera, and I have to say I got honest results. I was not impressed by results, but it did its job. And so with this Powershot V1 that is coming, basically it's the same thing. You can just keep it in your pocket, and when you need it, you keep it out, switch it on, and you're ready to go. Now, a big question will be about the glass, how fast and how much zoom, because being a compact camera, of course, you cannot shift, you cannot change. So you need a little bit of a wide angle if you want to take a picture, I don't know, at the Duomo and have it all in your frame, and then you need a little bit of a reach, because where I am right now, you see, even though I'm not in the real middle of the lake, but then the coast is a bit far away, so if you want to snap picture of whatever or people coming along the promenade, you need a bit of a reach, and so it will be a good compromise. I did try another compromise last year. If you missed the episodes, please find it up here, and I had a lot of fun with the Panasonic LX10, LX15 for the European markets, and I have to say, it was a decent camera. I didn't have an EVF, of course. You have a little bit of compromises to make when you move with such small sensor, but with Micro Four Thirds in the Canon, well, here we are in the Leica Deluxe 8 territory for probably, I assume, a fraction of the price. So last year when I was looking for a compact camera for my long Italian summer, I went scouting, but there were no compact cameras anymore, and now they're making a comeback. They're making a comeback driven by Canon, driven by this V1, and I'm waiting to see what kind of camera this is gonna be. So stay tuned, because the competitor to the Sony RX100 is about to be announced and released, and that will be a Canon product. Canon, they have the majority of the market. They own the market. The most part of the cameras sold every year are branded Canon. Second is Sony, and so Nikon is just minor compared to that. Leica is teeny tiny down in the queue, in the line. And then guys, I think that this V1 would be plenty if you want to have a camera with you. It's an EDC, of course it's not a professional product, but for my big hands, the conclusion that I came to is that the Sony a7C II is a compact camera to me, and so this is the right size for the body, and I don't have to compromise. We said I am a bit spoiled by full frame. I know it. If you missed the episode, please find it up here. I know I'm a bit spoiled because I can have this tiny depth of field even with this glass, which is not so fast. It's an f4. As you can see, I have a bit of a separation from the background because I'm close to the camera and the background is so far away. Things that with a tiny sensor, with a 1-inch sensor, it was not possible, because despite they give you, I don't know, fast glasses such f1.8, but then with a tiny sensor, you don't really have this separation. The depth of field is a bit broader, while with this full frame, I'm just used to it. I'm used to the quantity of frames and photos that I can take with a single charge, because being a bigger body, it can host a bigger battery, and I'm just spoiled by the stable. I'm spoiled by the IBIS and the stable combined in the glass. I'm spoiled by the full frame sensor that gathers more light and the depth of field. But this V1, guys, last year I was so curious to go and try the Leica Deluxe 8, because it's a Leica product, because the color science, because of the image quality. But still, it was a bit of a compromise coming from the Leica Q2. The Leica Deluxe 8, it's similar in shape, it's similar in the UI, the usability, the things that you can do with it, but still I find it was a bit limited. So now that I switched to a system when I can have interchangeable lenses, while going back for a compact camera, it might be a choice if you want to be super pocketable, super lightweight, if you're traveling with the family, if you're visiting new cities, you know, the long weekends, spring breaks, you don't want to take all your gear because you want to focus on living your life rather than recording it. While when I'm gathering, when I'm roaming around, and stay tuned, because this spring I have big plans to show you the region. I'm gonna go up all the peaks right here. Of course, I will not have a Canon V1 with me, but when I'm out there with my bike, and then well, I don't show you because it's too old right now. I'm waiting for the new one to be delivered. When I'm going uphill with the bike, I don't want to have tripods, lights, big cameras, big glasses, big batteries, whatever. It might be the right choice. So with that, please let me know down here if you were waiting for a new compact camera with a big sensor to be released, like I think it's the case, because otherwise Canon would not work on a new project if they didn't gather consumer insights. And consumer insights are saying, we are fed up with smartphones, we want proper image quality, please give us a camera that we can afford, that it's not big and bulky, that it's not a maintenance, a headache to take around and to use, with a easy UI and good image quality and good autofocus, because let's face it, Canon has one of the best autofocusing systems out there. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss any videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye-bye. And indeed, I have my cheap Motorola that I use as a monitor, and so that would be a great combo, also paired with a smaller camera like this one. I used to do it also when I had the Panasonic S5 Mark II X, and I had to do it with the Leica Q2 because I didn't have a flippy screen to check if I was or not in the frame.